Okay, so the first question, Draconian Darkness, how is the tour so far? Are you satisfied with it? How do the people like it?
It's been going really, really well. Like, we took a little bit of a risk because it's a second tour from the same album, because we released the full-length Draconian Darkness 2023 already. No, last year anyway. Last year, and now we did the EP. So we are kind of like stretching the touring cycle. But it's been going really well, and I'm super happy that we are in Europe this early. Because usually we tour in Europe in October, November.
Oh.
And that can be a little bit different weathers, and like everybody's cold, everybody's wet. So this is the first time we are starting the tour already in September, which was also a little bit of a risk because the festival season is so close. But it turned out to be a good decision. It's been a lot more like you get sunshine and stuff like that, so it's been really good.
We have golden October.
Yeah.
But I think in Finland at the moment the weather is much more cold and more autumn, like here.
Also, that timing is really nice that we skipped the shittiest part of Finnish four season, because that transition from summer to the fall and winter, that is not pleasant in Finland. It's very cold and very wet. So now hopefully when we go home, it's already like winter, dry and cold, and things are frozen, so we skip that annoying part completely when we are here.
But that is nice. So the bad time, you are here touring and have a lot of fun, and when you come home you have a nice Finnish winter. That's perfect.
Yeah, we always try to like the same thing we did last year. The January in Finland can be also very bleak, very dark. Like in some areas of Finland, you don't even see the sun. Maybe like few hours a day. It's super cold, so we had a tour in Australia. So you can like when you time the tours and locations perfectly, you can like get all the bad times out from Finland, and then you get only the best ones when you are back at home.
That's a good plan. And which countries do you go this tour? You said all over Europe?
And mainly in Central Europe. We decided to do the Balkans and very East Europe as a separate tours, because it would mean 5 to 6 weeks in a tour bus, and that's a lot. It was not that much when I was younger. 25, I could tour 2 months a row. Now 45, 4 weeks is very nice and pleasant. But we are doing mostly Germany, then we do Poland, Switzerland, Italy, Slovakia, Slovenia, Czech, Spain.
There you have good weather.
And we started from Spain, so it was like plus 30. Perfect summer holiday weather. So.
And all the time with the same bands with Sultana, or does it change?
We only the Spanish shows. We did 3 shows in Spain with only Wolfheart and Before the Dawn. Like the distances were too much to bring the tour bus there, so financially it made more sense to have the whole package, like from the 4th show in Netherlands.
Okay. And you are supporting your EP, and this has been released a short time ago. And how is it so far? Are you happy with the resonance from the people?
Yeah, really happy. Like I as a songwriter, that's not my like a preferred thing to do. I like to make albums, like albums with like a proper length of new music, and they create the storyline and everything. EPs are to me a little bit like conflicting thing, because it's like a middle work. It's not like something concrete in that sense, but we really try to make like an EP for the fans. So we made a lot of like different special versions of the older songs. Like there's one fully acoustic.
I know the EP, I love it, and it got 10 of 10 points. I made a review for our magazine.
We really wanted to make an EP that resonates for the fans, and it not that it's that important to us, because we could only fit 2 new songs. Well, luckily we get one of the new songs is on the set list, so we get to play it live, and it works super well. Carnivore.
I love that too.
Carnivore is such a big fun to play, and it's like since we did a lot of touring with the previous album, like one of the reasons to do the EP was to have more new music. That's the biggest fun is always get to play new songs for the audience, and that keeps the whole thing fresh for us also. We need to like learn stuff and be on our like on our very best. If we only played old songs, that's just routine. You don't get the same excitement, you don't get nervous the same way, you don't get the same adrenaline.
Oh, okay.
So when you have something new in the set, it always makes things fresh. But yeah, it's been really good feedback from the fans.
Yeah, I love the new songs, and I think it is a good appetizer for the next album.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also like the you have a Gale as acoustic version. I really like that. And why did you choose Gale for that?
Yeah, we were like a little bit like between choices because the original version of Gale already has acoustic guitar, but then again, because of Lauri's clean voice, we wanted to underline that even more and made it very like simple. That we didn't want to have only one guitar track, only one vocal. Like we could do the same song identically in this bus lounge with one guitar, one vocal. I really like that approach. That on the album we use orchestrations. There's a huge amount of guitar tracks, percussion. Like we built this massive piece with what we can do in the studio. But I like that we are able to make the music work in the most simple form as possible. One guitar, one vocal. So I think that song was like the best foundation for that. Like.
Okay, and then you have the orchestral song. How did you produce that? You have a groove as orchestra version.
Yeah. We've been working with the same like a studio engineer for now with 3 albums who does all the orchestrations. And every album the role of the orchestration becomes bigger. And while I compose the music, I already like write the riffs in a way that there's more space. Like I don't overpower the composition with guitars and melodies because I want to give more space for the orchestration and this cinematic thing. So it felt natural to underline that side completely because a lot of people don't. Sometimes it's blurred into the music. You don't realize how much the orchestration brings mood for the songs and how much it brings this drama to the music. So when you take everything else out and just have the orchestration, it can sound like a movie soundtrack. And we really like it is not the exact orchestration we have on the old album. The studio guy wanted to make it more as a grand. So it's we didn't just mute the tracks and just do the easiest way, but yeah, we wanted people to like fully get the idea how big the orchestration can be in the music, because when you add the guitars, the drums, the bass, and the vocals, it's impossible to hear all the small nuances and strings and cellos and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It is very dramatic and totally. It's like an opera, like a big. It is cinematic.
It sounds like a classical piece of music, not just some background from a metal song. It works really well on its own, and I think this now that people hear like a different sides from our music, they hear the raw acoustic side, they hear how the orchestration works alone, and then the new music. I hope that with the next album they can hear the layers better, and when we like now that we introduce the separate things, they can hear it a little bit more better on the next album.
Could you imagine to make a full acoustic album?
Yeah. I could very easily. It's the timing of that kind of album is more like a problematic thing, because we've been talking about that possibility for a long time, but it's there's a small chance now in the schedule that when our debut album Winterborn is 15 years old, we're probably gonna make some kind of reissue of that album, like reprints, and then we could make completely acoustic version of that album as a double album. That could work really well. But we've been so busy making new albums that there's no time in the schedule for special acoustic ones or anything. So it's always we have this idea on the table, would be really cool to do more acoustic stuff, and then it's just been pushed aside because there's a new album, new EP, new tour. So, but yeah, with the Winterborn reissue celebration album, that could work really well, and those songs also fit really well with the acoustic stuff. So.
Okay, and you have said new albums. This is the next question. How are the plans? You have plans for the new album. When is it coming out? Can you tell something about that?
Well, there's some music already being written, but we just got the EP out, so it's. I'm pretty sure we're gonna use the next year for writing and recording the album. So it would be. Now it's 25, next one is 26, 27. I would say, because we have...
It's a long time.
Well, yeah, I can imagine, because the band and the listeners, we live in a different time.
Yes.
Because we can be very busy the whole next year in the studio, writing and recording. So for us, the new music is very much present very quickly. But of course, we are not able to show the music for the audience until months and months and months later when it's done. But yeah, probably next year we're gonna spend writing, because there's some festivals, there's some touring planned anyway for next year, so we're gonna be busy enough touring that it doesn't really make sense to bring the new album.
Okay, yeah. But so I'm much more happy that you have the EP with 2 new songs, better than nothing. We take what we get. Another thing, nature, mythology, darkness, these are some personal things, and these are things in your lyrics. You have other themes that you like to put into the lyrics, or just only this nature and darkness things?
Those are my favorite ones. Yeah, I don't want to do too much of personal stuff. I did try that. There's some like songs like Flood that is very popular in the music videos. I think it's like 3 million, and it's one of our second most popular song in Spotify. But I never gonna play that live because it's too personal. I don't like the fact that being in front of an audience and being kind of like entertainer, but being too exposed. I don't like that idea at all. So that like too personal stuff, I put that for Before the Dawn or Dawn of Solace, where I don't do the vocals myself, so I can kind of like step out from the concept. But with Wolfheart, like I think the nature and darkness is like endless source of lyrics and inspiration. And is my idea now. I don't know, it might change, but the next album is gonna be a lot more about the nature and mythology and Nordic topics instead of darkness, because I kind of like I did the whole darkness thing very thoroughly with the previous album, and now with the EP. So it was both EP and the album were really dark, a lot of like this end of the world dystopia kind of thing. So yeah, I think I would be happier to go back to the nature side, so it wouldn't be that, because the lyrics also and the whole theme kind of like pushes the music into the certain direction. Like I want to go back into a little bit more to the Winterborn style, a little bit more melodic, maybe a little bit more wintry, icy, northern lights kind of stuff. This kind of like a themes. So then the lyrics also need to be from that side. Otherwise, like they both kind of like work together. And yeah, dark lyrics means dark music.
I like that. So for me it is like escaping into another world, and you can close your eyes and you see that, you know, this is like a movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve with the music and the production, that it doesn't need to give the same idea that I have in my head, but it would take the people somewhere. It wouldn't be just music you put on when you drive a car or you clean your home or you go to the gym. So it would take you from that place to somewhere else. It doesn't matter to me what the place is, because everybody hears it differently and they get different ideas, but just
It is the music you lie in the bars and with candlelight, and you just lie in the warm water, close your eyes, listen to it, and for that it is yes, but not while cleaning the house. No.
yeah.
Because of yes, Finland is people say is the most happiest country in the world. But so your music is very melancholic, dark. And how does this work together? So on one hand, this happy country, and then so melancholic.
The funny thing is that I don't know any Finnish person who would agree with that. Like, I'm not saying that we are especially unhappy, but I don't know how they measure that, because every year we get this like announcement that again we were the happiest country, and everyone's like, what? Did somebody ask you? Because nobody asked me, and
Yes.
I'm not that happy. Like I think we handle melancholy and sadness differently. I think it applies to Swedish and Norwegian people also. Like Nordic people handles the melancholy differently, and it's more like a source of inspiration, and we blend the melancholy with the beauty of the nature and stuff. So we have a little bit, I guess, more romantic like perspective of the melancholy, and that's why it's easy for Nordic bands to write music about that. So it's not that we are so happy, but we deal the sadness in a more poetic way. So it becomes easily source of an inspiration for any artist. Like if you look at the like famous composers from Finland, or painters, or poets, or metal musicians, like all the metal bands in Finland seem to have this certain melancholy in the music.
Yes,
so
that's right.
Yeah, so I, it's not happiness, but it's the way we deal sadness, I would say, because
this is very pretty, and for me it is there's something special, and only bands from Finland have this special, this melancholic, but it is it's beautiful. It's a beautiful sadness, melancholic.
I think again, I'm not saying that we are unhappy, but we are not that happy that we would be the happiest country, but
Okay. And last question, I think maybe it is a little bit strange, but I like to know, we have been talking about Finland so much. If you could create, if you could take, if you could create, take something typical Finnish and create it into music, what would it be? What would you take, and how would it sound?
Oh, that is strange. That is a different question.
Yeah.
That is because from my point of view, I'm already using the Finnish history and mythology in the music.
Not something typical Finnish, like whatever.
Okay, does it have to be connected to reality?
It can be a sauna, it can be a pulla, salmiakki, whatever. Something Santa Claus, something what is typical Finnish, and you have to choose one and make music out of it.
Okay, I have a different answer that you probably thought. I'm a little bit bending the question here, but there's something I think it could be possible to do. Well, everything is possible up to a certain extent, but because the Finnish folklore Kalevala has this part where the main character catches a huge pike, and he makes this like instrument out of the jawbone of the fish, and that's even in one of the lyrics of Amorphis. That's very like a very Finnish thing, but nobody has done that instrument, and I'm very passionate when it comes to fishing. Me and my fiance just booked a cabin just today. So when I go home, next thing I'm gonna do is gonna go fishing.
Okay.
And I'm like always trying to get the biggest pike I can possibly get from the lake. So if I would like to build that instrument from the jawbone of a pike, and play that. I don't think that would be a nice sounding instrument.
Okay.
But I would be the first one to have that actual melody made from the pike's jawbone that is part of the Finnish biggest folklore mythology, and having that on one of the Wolfheart songs.
Wow.
Of course, now that I said it aloud, I have to do it.
No, but that sounds really
I didn't have this idea yet.
Yes.
I didn't have this idea yet. It's gonna sound bad because you don't make good instruments out of bone because you don't have the structure to make the strings play nicely. But yeah, I think I could get big enough fish in the next 12 months that I could maybe have that instrument in use for the next Wolfheart album.
Wow.
This was a good question. I never had this idea, but my like biggest kind of like not mistake in life, but how I always get in trouble with my schedule is like when I get an idea, I have to make it happen. So now my next quest is building an instrument out of a pine.
But I'm very surprised. I didn't expect such an answer, and it is really stunning. So
I really hope that I can get it done now because yeah,
I hope to. Okay, so that's it. I have no more questions.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for taking the time to talk to me, and wish you a lot of success and fun for the rest of the tour.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that I can see you live later on stage.